Can I ask that we do something differently? Can we all stand, please? Can I ask you to just stand for me? This afternoon, I have one simple assignment to take you through overcoming sameness in the workplace. And when we talk about overcoming sameness in the workplace, we're simply saying that thing you're so used to, the same way you sell, the same way you pitch, the same way you relate with people, the same way you answer the call. You discover that when you keep doing something over and over again, it's called what? Insanity. And you become bored. Now let me ask you, are you sitting next to a stranger? Can you just check who is sitting next to you? Is he a stranger? Is that a yes? Is that a yes? Now please, if you're sitting to a friend or a friendly foe, I'd like you to just please take your bag, take your writing pad, move to a stranger, a complete stranger. We want to do something different right now. Now you discover in the course of my slide, you're going to see that sticking to the same thing, the same way you've been doing it, it puts you in a box. And that box is called the comfort zone. Not everyone actually acknowledges it because, you know, they always want to support. They always have reason to back it up. But the truth is this. When you stick to one way, stick to one approach, it limits your creativity, and it doesn't really allow you to grow. Who says you can do that thing you are afraid of? So one more time, I'm going to ask you for one favor. Can we please rise again? I'd like you to start thinking about the world you are in today. There are a whole lot of things happening in the world. 2 days ago, we heard of the bomb blast in Manchester. How many of you heard about that? And there are a lot of things happening, even in families. There are families going through divorce. There are homes that are shattering almost every day. There are people who get fired from their job. How many of you heard, what do you call them, GM threatening to drop how many? Over 600 jobs. Now, there are a whole lot of things happening in the world today. Sameness is not a good thing. The reason is because, as said before, it keeps you in a box that makes you think that you are not better than who you are. But the truth is you are much more powerful. You are stronger than you even thought you are. You can do that impossible. Who said you can do it? You can do it. But there is a mindset that says you're not better enough. You were not good enough. But you can try it. Someone met me for a coaching session. She said, I've been with Sanlam for over 25 years. Now my job is being threatening, no salary increase for 2 years. Coach, what must I do? I think I've passed 45 years. I don't think I'm still relevant in the market space. So there are a whole lot of things happening in the world today. Now, until we'll understand all of this happening as a manager and as an employer, business owner, it gives you the understanding to know how to manage people. Can I quickly say this to all of you that owns businesses? People leave company not because they just want to leave companies. Some of them leave because they have bad managers that never ceases to see what is happening to them. So they walk away. My mission today is this. 5 things I want to establish. 5 things if I can help you achieve this, I'm the most happiest person today. One of it is to make you work even more smarter than you've ever been, ever. My aim, my goal right here is to make sure that you succeed in whatever you want to do. The other one is I want to make you believe that you can do it. It's possible. Firstly, it starts from the mind. Nothing gets changed until it starts from here. So it has to sink in, believe that you can do it, and once that is done, you will see yourself flying. You also need to understand that you can actually find solutions to problems. I listened to Natasha's video where she was talking about the relevant skills for 2020. How many of you know of those 10 skills? Now, there are skills that probably if you're still sitting on them or sitting with them right now, you won't be relevant 5 years from now. But there are skills that over time, you keep making money. One of them is sales skills. You will never run at being wealthy as long as you know the tips that makes you a good salesperson is one of the skill sets that puts money in your pocket. But I'm talking about those that actually know what they're doing. Maybe one of you. So my goal right here is to help you establish an action plan. I am a business coach. See, the thing is this, there's a whole lot of too much information going out there. You see people posting motivations. They are very powerful. And they seem to use it to inspire themselves, get themselves running. But the thing is this, you are not lacking information. You are lacking commitment. What you lack is that thing that keeps you and help you to do it even when you just don't want to do it. That's why Coach Oscar stands in. That's what we do. We hold you accountable. We help you achieve the goals. That thing you feared, you dread, you can't do, that's what we hold you to do. And as long as you make a commitment, first to yourself. Now, when we have session with clients, the first thing we try to tell them is, tell us the most precious thing in your life. Can I ask you, what is the most precious? A family, business? What is the most precious?
Easy, family.
Family. Now, I'll make you commit to your family that you will make your family proud if you achieve that one goal. Not too many. I'm not here to just motivate you. I want to make you hold yourself accountable. If your family is the ultimate, then let's leave it to your family. We drive with it. This is what you just did. When was the last time you did something new for the first time? When was the first, you can remember you did completely something new, like greeting someone with your left hand. Have you ever done that?
No.
All right. So when you walk out of this place, you will remember Coach Oscar, right? That's the impression you leave in the mind of your clients. Now, you leave clients. It's just not about being in a call center environment or just trying to sell. Can I tell you, whenever you come to an event like this, the basic things you need is one, you need a writing pad. Okay, you need a pen. And you also need to understand how to network. There are ways you network, and there are ways you must not network. So you don't go out there to throw out your business card. You don't go out there to throw businesses and this is what I do, this is what I do. Just imagine you are in a club and somebody just keep winking at you, a stranger, he keep winking. How does that feel? How does that feel? I'm sure every one of us do have self-dignity. You just want to protect. Why is he doing that to me, right? So that's what you do when you get to networking event and you keep throwing out your cards. Just throw it out like that. I've got over 1,000 cards in my small box, but I love them. You know why I love those cards? They add up to my email marketing list. Yeah. So I believe by the time I send you one of my coaching package, keep selling. If you exit, I get back to you. Hi, but why are you exiting my... So I didn't know you, I can't remember. Oh, we met. Every time I meet someone in a new networking event, I try to write something behind so I could remember 5 years, as many as possible. I just want to remember how and when I met this person. There was one concept I actually wanted to share with you here called the concept of glocalization. How many of you have heard that concept before? Glocalization. Awesome. Just one person in a whole hall like this. Now, the idea about glocalization simply means that you can be situated somewhere but be globally relevant. I coach people from Australia. I coach clients from the US. Go on my Facebook, coachoscar.com, Facebook/Coach Oscar. It's very busy. The thing is this, it's about positioning. What did I say? Awesome. It's about how you position yourself. That's why I tell you that there are still whites that are poor. You've not seen. You've not seen. So when people say the whites are so rich, it's a lie. That are poor, I coach. I've met people. I've met multi-millionaires. I'm talking about rands here. If you ever know Margaret, I think her picture is here. You could ask her about Coach Oscar. I've dealt with people, even the rich also do cry. So it's just not about one people or one certain color. That's not the thing. You are just looking for an excuse for why you should not be who you want to be. So globalization is one concept you actually need to master such that you are doing what you are doing in a call center environment, or you providing the service maybe here in South Africa. Are you also relevant to clients from North Africa? Are you also relevant to clients from East, West Africa? Talking about Europe. Are your products relevant such that people there will say, okay, here is a guy in Africa and he's damn good. Can that be said about you? 95% of the people don't succeed in their career. You know why? The reason is simple. Look at it. Just 3 reasons. Some of them just don't have idea. They don't even know what to do. Some people quit too soon. In the past 4 years, you've been in over maybe 5, 6, 10 jobs. I've seen people like that. They just keep flying. Oh, I don't like the way this manager is doing. Oh, I don't like this company. So they just keep quitting. That's the reason most people don't succeed. Some people don't even have the knowledge. If you want to live where you are right now, where are you going? What value are you transferring? What are you bringing? So you need to overcome that thing called sameness. At some point, I was at the call center industry. I worked there for like 6 months. I didn't leave. I didn't get fired. But what happened was the MD of that company happens to be one white, nice guy. And one day, I don't know what happened, I was still working and doing my trainings. He stumbled into my profile. And then he invited me. He said, Oscar, come. I went. I thought maybe I did something wrong. You know when the big boss called you into his office, you know what that means. Please, I want to see you. When, let's see now if you're free. Let's see, you just want to have a chat. You know you started checking if you came in late that day. Of course, that's the first one first. Or you checked if, was there any wrong? You see, this technology is so vast these days that they even monitor their calls. Maybe you didn't speak nicely to that client. I just didn't know. And I went into his office. He said, Oscar, I'm impressed with your profile. My profile? Where? How? He said, I stumbled into your LinkedIn profile. I see what you did. And then I just facilitated a training for IBM here in Cape Town and in Johannesburg. That was 2012 or thereabout. So the pictures were there. So I was like, oh. He said, then what are you doing here? Why don't you go focus on this thing you are doing? It's going to pay you more. That month I resigned. That was how I left there. When I resigned, I became a representative for an e-commerce company called TradeKey.com. How many of you have heard of Alibaba? TradeKey is their big rival. So I was watching over the whole of the Southern Africa. It's an e-commerce shop. We do business for them. If you want to be relevant, one of the first concepts I said is get off sameness and start thinking globalization, using the global strategy. What it means is being so good at what you do that anyone, anywhere, will keep looking for you. Old ways will never open new doors. The more you stick to how it has always been done, the more you stick to the problem, the challenges, the comfort zone. It never allows you to just try. When I first started coaching, I never believed anyone could pay me $15,000, $20,000 for 3 months program. I was like him. It got to a point where I had to have a lot of 400, lot like 15 a month, and then they just keep paying installments to be able to survive. But one thing that actually picked up from there was this: the more of this crowd you have, it doesn't really allow you to give quality time to one VIP client. So one day I took a decision like this. I cut off all of the crowd, or most of the crowd, and then focus on VIP package. And then it settled everything on its own. Now, the thing I want you to understand here is it's about decision. Most of us struggle with decision. Now, the reason we struggle is because we are not able, we don't want to take responsibility for our decision. That if I leave this job or if I decide to up my productivity, whatever that comes, I take responsibility, good or bad. Some people just want the praise, they don't want the other one. So we shy away from responsibility. And as long as you stick to your old ways, you will be trapped in this comfort zone. I used to have a client, just not really like he came for driving, I don't do that, but he's been giving a lot of excuses why she can't drive. I was like, but the car is there, everything is there, why you, yeah. Until one day I said, you know what, don't talk to me about it again, just let it go. Months later, she came to say, I used to be so scared being on the steering. So the problem wasn't really like she can't, but it was a fear. Some of us are hiding in somewhere like this. The magic is in this big spot. You can actually attain any height you want. It's just when you decide to move. So, how do you move from point A to point B? I told you that's why I'm here, to help you take that action. How do you change that course in your life? As in, how do you navigate? How do you move from the spot where you are? If you are excited 100% at your current job, at your current business, please lift your hand up. Can I see your hand up? You are so happy. And in fact, it is your dream job, your dream. Is your manager here? If your manager is here, okay, fine. It's not going to be fair because I know if this is hiring you, you know what happens when you get back. Okay, but all the same, deep in your heart, you know you can't deceive me. You can't even deceive anyone. You need to get ready to move from where you are to the next point. It's about taking that one decision. That one decision will change everything. One moment, one way to say I don't want it any longer. Now in the workplace, we have these kind of people. We have transactional employee and the transformational employee. The transactional ones are these ones that stick to the way it has always been. The company, the boss, the company is right. It's just like that. You were given this line to pitch. Now something doesn't tell you, what if you decide to be a bit creative? I used to struggle with being told how to say, go with this line. I wasn't a conformist. I don't like it. No, you must stick to this line. Do it this way, this way, this way, this way. The truth is this, it works sometimes, but it doesn't work all of the time. So avoid being in the comfort zone. Find a way of stepping out. Take a decision right now. I'd like you to write, you have a writing pad. List 3 things you want to change as you move out of this place today. Can you please write? You can see from the slide right now, you see what an example of an average transactional employee would do. They deny, they resist. And then the transformational stick to a way or looking for a way to see if something new will work. How many of you have read the book, Who Moved My Cheese? I'm sorry I didn't come with copies of my book. I've just run out of those copies. I'm working on new ones. I made mention of this. Who moved my cheese? Stick into that old cheese, that old pattern, that old ways. I get weary of employee. When I wrote Thriving in the Marketplace, I wrote basically for some of my marketing colleagues. They were having problem with just trying to think differently, even when it was so obvious that conventional, the one we used to, is not working for this client, but we were sticking to it. So are you this kind? Life is a choice. How many of you believe in that? Life is a choice. It's all about how you lay. You dress your bed, that's how you lay in it. Now, can I ask you, do you have the right attitude to run a successful business? To those of you that are entrepreneurs or would want to be entrepreneurs, do you think you have the right attitude? Can you take risk? Can I see your hand up? Can you actually take risk? Can you take ownership responsibility? I told you about these three concepts: globalization, cognitive flexibility. Please, is a competence you need to develop. My time is fast going. Cognitive flexibility, that's the one that allows you to be flexible. That's the one that allows you to think if there is another way out. What if I asked you right now, 5 plus 2, how much is that? 5 plus 2, how many? 7. And 6 plus 1, how many? 7. What about 4 plus 3, how many? It tells you there are many options. There are many ways you can actually go to get that same thing. So there's no need to just stick to how it has always been. The last thing there is the boundaryless organization. That's the one that is trending right now as I speak to you, where the corporates have to drop some of the red tapes, just allow it to flow how it should be. I already explained this to you. Boundaryless promotes removal of barriers, flow of information, and example, customer service is not nobody's job, it is everybody's job. So you don't have a finance department that just prepare the finance and don't want to know how the cash is being dispensed. I knew how fraud, in fact, one of my content, it's on, my coaching package is on detecting fraud. I know how people just bring in ghost workers into the voucher and then deceive the company that they're actually paying, whereas we know some people are not actually working or they're not earning. Some employees even connive. I've been in the account department. I told you for a while. We understand what takes place. That's Margaret Hirsch. Now, if you want to project your brand, let's talk about projecting your super brand as a pro. You need to build healthy relationships. Say relationship. Like I told you, you don't just come to a networking event and then start throwing cards. Why don't you find a way, be very strategic to probably look for one person or two, align with those ones. She's a multi-billionaire, 1 time or 2 times South Africa Woman of the Woman of the Year. She's the CEO and founder of Hershey's. Most of you know that company. She's a good friend that actually helped to open South Africa for me. It's about strategic partnership. In life, it's not about what you know, it's about who knows you. Forget about what you think you know. It's about you talking about this one in a positive light. I've been on SABC, I've been on Channel Africa, I've been on all of that. Some of them, I didn't even know how it happened. Someone just called. Hi, Margaret mentioned you. It just happened. The picture I had with the Minister of Social Development, it's not here. Not the present one, eh? Not the present one. Not the present one. Please don't crucify me. But these are the little things that just happen. I'm talking about relationship here. So 4 reasons you're not earning your worth. One of them is fear. The second one is procrastination. How many of you are used to this friend? Procrastination. I will do it now. Yeah, you used to it, right? My time is always up. And then lack of focus. And the last one is poor time management. We all have 24 hours in a day. Some are more productive than the others. So what's the difference? It's about time management. What if I tell you you can achieve anything you want in a day, in 6 months, in 1 year? What if I tell you it's possible? What if I tell you you need professional accountability? Someone who holds your hand and said, you said you would do this. Have you done it? So we're talking about professional accountability. That's one of the reasons some of us are not earning our true worth. We give up too easily and we just let go. No organization succeeds without an employee showing an ownership mentality. If you are not a good sales boss, don't expect this one to be a super boss in sales. It won't happen. So you transfer. You don't give what you don't have. It's transfer. And of course, if you're an entrepreneur here, I like to mention this. If you don't know how to sell, forget it. If you open a business, register business just to go for tenders, you will be out in the next 2 years. In fact, that's the max you can go if you get it. So stop depending on government tenders. My black brothers, let's stop depending on BBBEE. Let's just take off our mind from those. Fight for it if you deserve it. Go for it. Prove you are the best.
Say it again.
Go for it and prove you are the best. As a wrap-up, 10 ways to create and maintain a professional image. Freak people out. Freaking people out, just do it. How many of you know this guy? What about this one? Do you know this one? And this? It's only you that says that. He called them Muslim, they are the enemies of the world. But 2 days ago, he's been in Saudi Arabia, right? Yeah. Someone told me that some political currency you just use to get their vote. Okay. Just say it. Just say it. Get a vote, and after that, you leave. So, rule number 2, always dress to impress. Why will you dress like a suspect and expect a customer to take you as a prospect? How? You're going for a job interview. You are dressing like who is passing by, and you expect someone to, is it possible? So always dress to what? Impress. If I follow the trend in your industry, find out the people, the top maybe 3, the trendy guys, the big boss, find out how they do it, how they dress to kill, and then emulate them. Rule number 2, okay, among the first thing people notice about you is your appearance. Everyone wants to identify with successful people. You know that. Because dressing nice, looking good is synonymous to successful people. So you must try to appear as that. Now they succeed like the appearance of success. That's my quote. Now the third one is sharpen your social skills. How do you network? How do you relate with people? Are you good at even communicating? Are you even good at, if I don't have time any longer, if I ask you to do a 2-minute intro, what will you say? What do you say you are? Who are you? Who knows you? So sharpen your social skills, and then it's all about networking. Networking with the right impression. See this. Today your network is as much a part of your professional image as your appearance. Right now, I was invited to the Cape Chamber of Commerce to facilitate a session, not because I knew anyone. Someone just, I see you hang out with Jenny. I see you hang out with Margaret. I see you know all of these guys. So you do this. Fine, come over. That's how I went to West Grove. I knew no Adam. I knew nobody. I got paid. So it's not about what you know. It's about who knows you. And I want to round up with this. Be likable. Smile always. Just keep smiling. Smile as much as you can. Build strong personal brand. Go on your profile, LinkedIn, Facebook. Now, can I warn some of you, while you are chatting on doing those fizzy stuff in a pub or you dress one, your boss are actually monitoring you, you know? They're seeing what you're posting out there. It's no longer something you do and hide. People just keep seeing you, their brand. What are you projecting? If I get clients from Australia, US, from Ghana, Tanzania, Kenya that I've never stepped into, how did I get them? It's all on those platforms. So how are you building your brand? It's being authentic. When I step in here, this is who I am. Now, I also need to understand that I don't appeal to everyone seated right here, so I know who my clients are. So you need to understand who are your clients. You're not for everyone. You are from some special. So when you are able to identify those who identify with you and like you for who you are, they are the clients you need, and not everyone. Finally, get a coach or a mentor. That's why we're here. Coach Oscar training event, we deal on this. Corporate, one-on-one, that's why we're here. We help you kick your ass. No, if you say you want in the next 6 months, you want to improve on this, you want to improve on your accountability, you need someone to hold you to get that thing done, and you don't trust yourself. That's why you need me, because I don't take a no for an answer. You must do it. Of course, when you pay, you know you must do it. So I make you pay first. Once you pay, you can go to sleep, let your money go. So you need a coach. I expect that when you get out of this place today, I expect you to go Google yourself. What was your last check? What is it saying? You can check Coach Oscar out. Oscar Emetue. Don't bother about the surname. Just Oscar Emetue, okay? Or Coach Oscar. Just go see what people are saying about you to avoid unrelated people and material cluttering your professional image. Go check it out yourself. Delete the ones you need to delete. Appear holy first until when the person says, I thought you were this. But you have to be authentic in all you do. Now, push off all the wrong stuff. See what you must delete. These ones, eh? You must take away all of this. You don't need them. What serious business or boss or company will want to go for any of this? Would you hire if you were to hire? You wouldn't go for any of this. Create a LinkedIn profile. That's the most powerful for professionals. It's very, very powerful. I get lots of business from this place. This profile, LinkedIn, Facebook are my most powerful. I go out there, sometimes I'm online, so people think I'm just there to chat. I'm doing business right there. I'm coaching online. So forget about, I just ate at President Hotel. Can you see? Take a look at what I ate this afternoon. So I'm giving you a bonus, the things you must not do if you need to project a superpower, flying professional brand. This is what you must not do. For those of you that are working, don't overlook unwritten rules in your office. It might not be said, but one day you will be invited into the office, and what you will be told is what you never expected. So never overlook this. Second one is, do not be inflexible. Be a person that is so flexible to change. Don't be resistant to change. Did you learn anything today? It didn't sound convincing. Did you learn anything today? Yes. Can I ask you a question? Never be afraid to try something new. How many of you are ready to take a new action right now? What if I tell you that you can be who you want to be? You can achieve exactly what you want to achieve in the same span of time. Do you believe it's possible? Yes. I have this for you. I think I came with some limited copies. Have a look at this. Show me how serious you are. I'm going to give 10 people here that sends me an email, my new ebook on the blueprint to success. I'll send it to you. I just need the first 10 people that sends an email. My email will be displayed there. Tell me where you want to grow from, where you are right now, where you want to be. And then let's see if I can help you out. Did you learn something today? Yes. Are you sure you're going to take action? Yes. Finally, as a wrap-up, a Chinese man or a Chinese proverb says the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The second best time to plant that other tree is when? Right now. So I expect you to take action. Thank you for listening, and I'll leave you with my email right now so you can take action. I just want to see how good you'll be. Please sit, and thank you for your time. Thank you so much.